All right, another morning, another day with my kids home. You will most definitely hear them talk. Definitely my daughter. She will be making noises. She will be making noises for sure. So I'm home alone with two children and having to work and do the stream, and the stream will definitely have noises in it. So this is where I am at with the golden ticket ideas. I made a constructor, the idea about creating a robot with life in it. I made it more of the idea that the creator person is sitting and viewing out in the nature, and each of these robot with lives in them have a seed growing, right? So that the goal is to go and seed the world, kind of. And I was thinking here could be things from my childhood and things like that. And there's like a robotic unicorn, all your robotic unicorn, and the kid is sitting on a pile of books, as in sitting on knowledge. Hey Lurib, how's it going? Welcome back. Zealin, Captain Pulse, Sharfa. Oh Jesus, how's everyone doing? Yeah, so that's the idea of how I took that one, and this one I drawn it slightly differently, and the idea which kind of struck me last night was that I want to make this into my daughter. For those who don't know, she's disabled. I doubt that she will. I hope that she will learn to read at some day, but she might not. But the idea of like she is growing, like like a tree realized from seed. The idea is that maybe and then that she'll have her imaginary things around, so like try to connect that some sort of emotionally to the challenge, right? Hey Sharsa, thank you. They're just a little bit more realized, and you hear my daughter there. There's penguins on TV, and she absolutely loves it. Anyway, so the other idea is that there's like a gang of friends, like celebrating them shooting rockets to the moon, and the moon is broken, but they are growing things on the moon. So my idea is to like make the moon green, like an off-world farm or whatever, and and that this structure around is like an R sphere, kind of where they're growing algae farms towards the middle, kind of. Hey, Ubra, Iglesias Miguel. How's it going? Yeah, so that's the other idea, and they're like a ragtag team of friends, kind of. Hey, Invis Graphics, how's it going? And the last one, which I haven't really fully drawn, but the kids are hijacking a planter robot, and they're kind of joyriding it, and it feverishly trying to plant everything, and they're kind of decorating it, and there's a kid on a smaller one there, and they've knocked one over. So it's more of like fun story like this. but I find that in this one it's lacking a lot more kind of intimacy structure in it. I like the idea, but I doubt it will be as strong as the others. So it might need to go, might become a personal piece at some point. So what I think is 1, 2, 3 here, which are the main ones. I don't think that the joyriding one is strong enough. Hey Aski, how's it going? So that is what I believe would be the best route to take. What do you think? I think that bottom one with the joyriding, even though it's a cool idea, it is not as strong as the others. And I think the others, these three are worth to be taken to the next step. Granted, the bottom one wasn't really realized to the same extent as these, but I don't think it matters that much. Hey Narada, how's it going? So I was thinking next step would be to redraw them all again to strengthen the idea and realizing them. So I think my daughter's squeaking. So I'll be redrawing them, and I think I'll start with number 1 today. Hey, Concept Sam. Welcome back, man. Welcome back. Sharza. Yeah. Yeah, that's the idea, right? That the viewer is that person. It has to be generic enough, kind of. The middle one is also one of my favorites. I think this one could be a cool, like with a cool lighting, it could be very dramatic and can very well transform into a poster, while these two are better, more interesting illustrations. You like the third one the most? Yeah, I think it could be a cool story. Shartha, which is for rockets are for boys. Yeah, I think the last one has lots of potential because of the character interactions. I think the character interactions could be really cool. And if it's arranged in a way where there's clear layers in it, and that and all these lines leading towards the moon is very clear, and then the moon being green, like that they've made the moon into a farm. I think that alone could be a really nice twist. It could be a very nice and dramatic image if the light is done correctly, But I am going to redraw all 3 options before I devote my effort into drawing them, painting them. So we are going to see all 3 options fully realized. Sharsa, yeah, that's the idea a little bit. Like I was thinking, how could I incorporate some sort of gang group of people belonging to each other? So I kind of leaned on the whole kind of Goonies idea, you know, like a gang of outcasts grouping together and supporting each other, which you know we are all um, because THU is all about, you know, the idea of a tribe, like we are all a tribe together, right? So that was the idea about the flag, like them having some sort of symbol, and they're all different from each other. Like one guy in a spacesuit, homemade spacesuit, the other being like the strong older brother, the other one being you know, the tomboy girl, things like that. Hey Kirill, how's it going? Concept Sam and narrator in Sharsa, yeah, Lost Boys, that kind of idea, right? And that they're rooting, you know, for the future. So all of the ideas, um, I think all three ideas, the fourth being the weakest, I've removed the fourth now. So now I would say I settled for three ideas. For the time being, them being the strongest ideas. Now it's just a matter of I would say drawing everything up, blocking, potentially kind of just blocking the light in. Could this be maybe a life buoy, you know, in the water? Like it's been in the water at some point and it has barnacles and things on it. Like it's had a trace of history to it, but the inventor person is collecting memorabilia of past gone, you know. I think that would be cool. You gotta show that it's gotta have the probably a chain hanging. My daughter is watching the Our Planet. It's called on Netflix. She loves the animals. Yeah, and if you didn't notice, a little subtle hint, it's the Mercedes symbol in the window, you know, cheesing it in there. And the idea here that there'll be like a Mercedes symbol somewhere in the mechanical part, and then on this one there's like a halo disc, constructed halo disc around the moon to keep it together, like a gravity maker kind of thing, and that being the Mercedes sign. So I'm gonna try to sneak the Mercedes sign into every suggestion in a creative way to subconsciously make them happy. Yeah, on the sneak side. You gotta try, you know. Maybe Mercedes will be like, oh, I like this one. I don't know why, but this is fantastic. And they're just looking at their logo. You know, maybe it's gonna be maybe it's going to boil down to something simple like that. So why shouldn't I take the opportunity to play that game, I guess. These graphics, yeah. I mean, why do I love this window so much? My guess is that the Mercedes people are not going to be artists per se, and that due to that reason, you can play games like that. I call them, these robots, Benz bots, Mercedes Benz. And the idea, I sketched them out on another sketch. The idea is that they are like a Pokemon ball, more or less, and inside is a seed, and with a head, and that the more it grows, the more the body elongates. That it can adjust a little bit, like an incubator. And the design had like a spine connected to the head, so it's separate parts connected into one. Hey? Okay. Here's my daughter. We got a guest.
Guest?
Mm-hmm.
Guest? Guest?
Yep.
Papa?
You're a guest.
Miss Snowflake, me and a filming you, go the real, but me and never do.
Tycker du besätter divan? Att she walked away. Narada, yeah, that's a good idea. Definitely I should have something Malta in there. Because my idea, one of the ideas I had about the collectible things, a part of it being memorabilia from my childhood, because my childhood was a long time ago, and it could be a nice kind of indicator of like retro things. Nej Matilda, gå och sitt i soffan är du snäll, okej? Ja, sitt och titta på fåglarna. Yeah, so where's that sketchbook? Oh, it's here actually, I think. Yeah. I finished another sketchbook, by the way. Hurrah! You can't really see it. I did put it online, but yeah, you can see it as much as I've drawn it, I guess, on the stream. But it's like more or less a marshmallow bot with it connects itself in the neck and have inflatable arms, very soft inflatable arms and legs connected to the sphere, so they can kind of navigate while protecting the seed, right? The idea is that spark of life grow into something beautiful type idea. Captain Bose, yeah, he took some photographs from my sketchbook. Something like a slimmer Baymax? Yeah, kinda. Yeah. Baymax mixed with Eva from Wally. I love that idea of in Wally where this Eva robot, apple-looking robot, she's like pregnant, right? She has the seed of life inside of her, which is it's a beautiful metaphor kind of for growing their relationship, and that Wally puts the seed in her. You know, she is pregnant, more or less. Adam and Eve type story, I guess it is. In this graphic, if I normally sketch concepts, professionally, I always sketch. You didn't notice that, Denise? Oh man. Yeah, exactly. Well, being a father and then watching Wally, because my kids like to watch it, and I was like, oh right, okay, I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing, Wally. What did you do with Eve, Wally? Yeah, Wally is a beautiful movie. And yeah, so that's the idea about these. I call them Ben's bots. I'm going to refer them as Ben's bots. Like little seed protecting goblins, robots. And I think if you think value wise, I think they will be white and the rest will be, you know, darker, dirtier, rusty, used, except the construction of the window, but it will be very used. I kind of want to show that this person that's looking out, I'm not sure about the gender yet, or what that person should look like. But I want to show that they've lived in this inside, and they're observing outside. The person is collecting, and I want us to be shown that they can go out with protective gear. Like I made a note there, I want a gas mask, but I also want to put a space helmet. Maybe the person needs a spacesuit with clear oxygen supply. You know, that the space helmet, we can clearly see that, you know, it's for outside walking. Kosub Sam, yeah, exactly, that kind of thing, because it's a strong metaphor for longing, right? About wanting to go on that journey, but they can't, or they're not ready yet, or it's not for them, and so on. And by taking that opportunity also, and having the bots act out, you can have them act out the emotions of the person in the window, you know, climbing, exploring, finding something, but they're all finding something inside, you know, as they are not of the inventor's world, so they are from the outside theoretically, because they are a seed, you know, you could have them act out what the person watching outside want to do. So you get this two-way play. Invis graphics. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking as well when I Är allting okej, Matilda? Okej. Lobby. That's what I was thinking when I was creating it. Like in my mind, the idea of the second one being a significantly more graphic designy, postery type thing. A lot more graphically pushed in terms of background treatment and stylization. I think while this one would be a little bit more like my normal paintings. I think this one could be a lot more graphic design. And the idea is that the person reading is creating, manifesting these fantastical things, or reading about it to the tree and helping the tree grow. One of the ideas was that the tree is hurt, or that this technology cauldron is keeping it alive, right? And the idea is that the book is an infinity sign. The monsters create infinity, or the imagination creates infinity. That's the idea of that one. So I've tried to incorporate different ideas into each thumbnail. Hej, ska du komma igen? Vi ska titta. Nej. So that's the idea behind it, that one second, I think I need to take her. I'll be right back. ASMR. Matilda. juggling. These graphics, really. Didn't you understand that? That's so funny. There's even courting. He's wooing her. All these things, right? There's a lot of these subtleties, which is really cute in a lot of Pixar's movies. Is that they really think about it in multiple layers. And that's why, as an example, when I do illustrations, and especially illustrations like this, you could hear it in my commentaries while thinking about these ideas, but I always try to have some sort of layers to the idea, right? So it's not just so it's not just one approach to the same, one layer to the idea, I guess. Like if you don't, it can easily just be an exercise in skill, where yeah, sure, the painting can be beautiful, but it's one-dimensional. And I think by practicing storytelling and meaning and layer to the painting, how to say it, like Wall-E, you can, for example, let's take the Wall-E as an example. Wall-E you can watch one time and go, cool story about a robot. Then you can watch it a second time and you go, oh, this kind of reminds me of this, and then you see it, and then you realize, oh wow, okay, the seed is the plant is actually a seed of life, planted in her stomach by Wall-E, and you go, oh shit, it has a completely different meaning, and it gives it a second layer. It gives it a longer lifespan, and by that I mean, I'm quite sure that in a lot of paintings that you like that you can look at, right, they have a lot more advanced storytelling than just that, right? They have subtleties in there. They have things that coincide with each other, or correlate to each other without you understanding it at first glance. Fight Club being a great Fight Club being a great example of the layers. Like I remember watching Fight Club multiple times and discovering more and more things about it, and how there's rewatchability to it, right? Even though Matilda said it, even though Fight Club at first experience is fantastic, Fight Club at the second experience is equally fantastic, because you can notice something and then keep on noticing multiple things, and then it has way more longevity. And that's how I always try to do that with my illustrations and paintings, is to like think things through, what I want to say about them, and have subtleties supporting that, right? Like the whole idea of a Mercedes sign, the Benz bots being a representation of the kids' emotions, of wishes. To remember that I need to make sure that each of these bots should represent a wish and a dream, or a need, or a action of the kid in the window. So then it makes it easier to decide, okay, what should these robots do, right? If I wouldn't have that that extra guideline, I could just easily just draw the robots in whatever configuration I want and go, that's it, that's just the robots there. Hey, is it electrophy P or lecrophy? This robot is pasta Sunday need robot. Yeah, maybe you mean he's climbing up. Yeah, I was more like thinking that he's climbing, but I want to make a fat one, and I want to make. I think they need to help each other, so they will be like a representation of friends. Lecrophy. Rel. I'm not gonna remember who to say what to, so I'm just gonna read the name. Lecrophy. No worries, man. It's just everyone says, you call me Dave when it says evil pasta nickname, and then the second person says it's Rel, and then let's look. Las Meninas from Velázquez. So this one. Yeah, there's tons of layers to it. Yeah, that's the idea, right? Blind Coyote. Yeah, it's a week worth of a week with the same study. So it's study Monday all week, and then next Monday there will be a new ref, just so that everyone has time to catch up, You can just do the same study, but with a different cause or reason. Miguel, yeah, exactly. It's a beautiful thing. Okay, time's up. I did not at all get as much done as I wanted. There was a lot more talking than drawing and running after my daughter. You can see the ref. Click the URL. If you write 'ref, this URL will pop up. This is this week's study. But I think with this and all the talking, we solidified the direction even more. So that's a positive. Now it's just a matter of time. I think I will try to do that on my spare time. Get the line drawings out a little bit more, so you don't need to painfully sit and observe me, and draw them out. Rather than you see the result, and then we can discuss the result. Zelin, well, thank you. I think it has potential. I think all 3 suggestions have potential, or 3 thumbnails have potential. It's just a matter of execution. But yeah, let's raid someone. Let's pass the love on to someone else. What is Joe doing? He's doing something. Is that a 2D art he's making? I don't know. Let's raid Joe. Zielin, yeah, how do you even choose? Go on emotion. Best educated guess, I guess. I get it. All right, we're gonna. I'm gonna do the outro, so don't go anywhere. And after the outro, take us to Joe, aka So Much Monsters. Great guy, great music. See you guys tomorrow. Have a good night if you're that part of the world. Otherwise, have a great day. Bye.